brings you Game On, which this week, of course, brings you footballing royalty in the way of Mangoba Mngqithi, who will be joining us in our third segment as our special guest. It doesn't end there as far as royalty is concerned. We'll also have Jerry Skosana discussing all things local football, but to keep things moving along and to get the show started, what better way than Shane McGregor, of course, in keeping the theme of footballing royalty in South Africa going. I am Sizwe Mabena, proud to be in your company and proud to be in the company of Shane McGregor. Shane, well, fun times at this time of the year. Leagues across the world, of course. We're in week 30 of 38 out in England, so we're in the final lap, so to speak, and things are getting rather interesting with the fixtures that are coming up. Let's firstly start off with Newcastle and West Ham. West Ham have come up with some impressive results of late. Newcastle, well, they've been a bit unpredictable. It hasn't quite been the season we saw last season. How do you see this match panning out?
Up and down, but actually both teams have been a little bit up and down. West Ham have did their straps of late. Yeah, it's a difficult one to call. You know, the international break always does things.
Yep.
And for certain teams like Newcastle, when needed it, with players out injured, gives them a little bit more time to get those players back in. This is a difficult one to call. As you say, West Ham in form. I'm reacting a draw here in this one. I do think that both teams are looking good. A draw for me. And
in another fixture where one side is trying to get into the top four into a Champions League spot and another is, well, fighting to stay amongst the best out in England, Tottenham up against Luton.
Well, Spurs are so unpredictable at the moment.
You never know.
I mean, we see them get a great victory and then get beaten. You know, It's one of those things. Again, the break came at a good time for him to work with his players. I think Spurs will get the job done. Yeah, they're not going to come fall short against Luton. Luton are trying to get out of that bottom quagmire there and get out of relegation. But I think Spurs will be too good, especially at home.
Well, Spurs fighting for a top four spot. So is Aston Villa. They're up against Wolves.
Difficult game to call because Wolves are one of those teams on any given day that can beat any team. It's like a Fulham, you know, can go out and beat any team on any given day. Once again, you know, Villa, the break came at a good time. A couple of their players played in the internationals, but I think Villa will get the job done here against them at home.
There's the big fixture everyone is talking about on Sunday. I'll jump straight to that in the interest of time, of course. Manchester City up against Arsenal. Arsenal on an 8-match winning run, scoring 33 goals in 8 matches. What a fixture this promises to be, and an exciting time of the season as well.
Very exciting, and you know, you look at this one. It's again, you know, the international break is going to have played a big part of this. A couple of players, especially Man City, De Bruyne didn't play, you know, for Belgium. John Stones played and came off injured. How bad is the injury? We don't know. So there's a couple. Kyle Walker didn't go with the team. So, you know, there is a couple of injury worries. Not too sure if those players are going to be available. Arsenal, on the other hand, yeah, you're saying they scored all those goals, but the last 2 games, they haven't been prolific. And that's the big thing going into this one. They got the job done, which is a sign of a good team. A very difficult game to call. If you look at history, it rates Man City as the team, you know, with history, head-to-heads. Sure, for me, I would be happy with the draw because obviously being a Liverpool supporter. But unfortunately for Chris and the rest of the Arsenal supporters, I think City are going to get the job done against them. As I said, head-to-head, they do have the upper hand. I just feel that they're hungrier than, and when I say Arsenal aren't hungry, I think Man City will be, especially in the home crowd. I think Man City will get the job done, but it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be an odd goal, I think, in this one.
How important is the fact that City are at home, though, and just giving them maybe that shade extra that they need to get over Arsenal?
Very important that they're at home, especially against the Arsenal team. As we said, they've been firing. You know, the home support, we all know what it's like. It's brilliant there. So, I think that's going to play a big part. That's going to be their 12th man, and it's going to help them get across the line. Don't be surprised if it does end in a draw, but as I say, it'll be an odd goal. Whoever wins is going to be by the odd goal.
Just 1 point separating the top 3 teams. Liverpool right up there in the running. They up against Brighton. Now, we have to talk about Brighton. 8th in the log this season. They're sitting pretty. They are just, make that 5 points behind Manchester United. They've done pretty well this season. It's not a foregone conclusion. or it can't be, that Liverpool would have it their own way in this match.
No, they won't have it their own way. And once again, they've got a lot of players coming back from injury. The good thing is they're playing before the Man City game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because Man City and Arsenal know exactly what's happened.
What's needed, yeah.
But for me, I think Liverpool will get the job done. Yeah, they've been doing well, especially when they come back from a break. They seem to be playing well. I think they'll get the job done. Yeah.
In a scenario such as this, what you've just mentioned, who's playing first in the day and later, and who has to react to a result from earlier on in the day, how much does that play into, let's say, the later fixture for Arsenal and City, knowing what Liverpool have done? Let's assume Liverpool win. Now, for Arsenal and City going into that game, does that affect them at all? Do they consider what's happened earlier?
Well, when Liverpool win, Arsenal and Man City will look at them, but I don't think, the players are so professional now and managers are so professional. They won't even reference it. They come the last game or 2 games of the season, maybe then, but now they won't even reference it. They know what they have to do. They know what their job is to go out there. So it won't take too much of an effect on those 2 teams.
Can't not mention Manchester United. After that impressive FA Cup win against Liverpool, do you think it's lifted them at the right time of the season to try and build some sort of run there up against Brentford?
We've seen that happen time and time again with Man United. They seem to be going the right way, then all of a sudden the wheels come off. They come up against a Brentford team who, again, like to play against the big, so-called bigger clubs. They get results against the so-called bigger clubs. Tony got a penalty and scored for England during the week, so he's going to have a lot of confidence. Man United should win, but I wouldn't put it past Brentford getting a draw in this one.
Yep. So there you have it. Those are the thoughts of Shane McGregor saying when Liverpool win. Keep in mind, Liverpool's close to his heart, as Arsenal's close to Chris's heart. And on the other side of this, of course, we'll talk all things local football. And that will be with the Legs of Thunder, Mr. Jerry Skosana.